It's Patrick at Pals. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about distributors and what they do and how they work. This is a typical distributor. Now this is called a small cap distributor. And the reason it's called a small cap is because there's two types. There's one like this, which is small, and then there's a much larger size like this one. If you look at these two distributors, this one's got the wires going right into the cap. This one does also, but it has something on the top that this one doesn't have, and that's the coil. If you have a small cap distributor, you need to run a coil like this one someplace else on the car. Sometimes they use an amplifier or a spark box as well to amplify the spark and multiply it. Now, all distributors work right off the camshaft. They're all driven right off the camshaft, okay? And this is your vacuum advance pod. Now, most distributors have this that are on the street. If you have a full race distributor, you won't have vacuum advance. Why do you need vacuum advance? You get vacuum advance for better fuel economy and performance. So this is a complete distributor, and it's a small cap. This is the large cap that goes with an ATI distributor, and that goes to this distributor right here. Underneath the top of the distributors, everything is the same. You've got the rotor right here, and that bolts onto this piece right here. Underneath the rotor, you see the springs. Okay, there's two springs on there. See, we've got a blue one and a silver one on this one. Okay, and that determines the amount of time that it takes for the distributor to open up and get the mechanical advance in. So you've got different factors for each distributor. You've got initial advance on the timing, which most cars like to run somewhere between 16 and 18 degrees initial timing. Then you've got centrifugal timing, which is right here. This is the advance that's built into the unit. These weights open up, and that determines how much advance goes in and when it goes in. So the springs determine when, the weights determine how much. This distributor can be adjusted to have anywhere from 18 to 27 degrees of mechanical advance built into it. And the way you do that is you use these little guys right here, these different bushings, to achieve that. The bigger the bushing, the slower the advance. The less advance, the smaller, the more advance. So, on a typical Chevy small block, you're going to want 20 degrees of advance built into the distributor. You're going to want to run 18 degrees advance at startup. So initial advance is 18 degrees. Then you've got 20 built into the distributor. If you add those two together, you have 38. If you're at 16 initial, you have 36, because 16 plus 20 is 36. Okay? Now, the vacuum advance, what does that do? Vacuum advance adds advance to the car when you're not accelerating. When you're at a steady rate of speed, it adds advance to the spark curve. And the reason you want to do that is for better fuel economy and performance. Typically, these units will have 14 to 19 degrees built into it. This unit has an adjustable vacuum advance that you can actually limit it to 8 degrees, or you can go all the way up to 19 degrees. So, some cars, you never want to exceed 50 degrees maximum on your advance. That means with the vacuum hooked up, the spring set, and the bushing set, you never want to exceed 50. So if you have 18 here, initial, 20 in the distributor, that's 38, and 12 at the vacuum, that's 50. Going down the highway on a level piece of ground without the engine losing vacuum, you're going to be putting out 50. It's going to be 50 degrees before top dead center. And that's going to give you the best of fuel economy and performance. If you have a distributor, bring it to PALS. We'll set it up properly for you. See you soon.